Hello there. Welcome all. I'm glad you're here again. Aren't you all sick of me? I'm sick of me. Mike's sick of me.
Yeah, absolutely.
He can say that. He's my brother. He's allowed to say that. Hi there. Hi there. Welcome. I'm glad you're here today. Yay. I guess the advantage of going live multiple times in a week is that it's more likely that you can get to one of the lives. My necklaces are tangled. Here. Hi, Erica. I owe you a text. Sorry, Erica. I've been behind on everything. Okay, so let me just go over why I've gone live so much this week. I had talked about it a little bit before, but I took some time off and I needed to catch up on things. And also, my anxiety, depression has been high, and I know it has been for many of you too. So I feel like the more we can be together trying to forget about everything else, the better. The other thing is, for some strange reason, the stars aligned and multiple companies had really good releases this week. All that I see the releases, weeks to months before they go live. And whenever a company would show me one, I'm like, oh my gosh, another good one. And this week, it's like almost every day there's a new release that's so good. And I find such a joy in using the new stuff that this is just a win-win. Anyway, so I will be using some new stuff today, but as always, I will throw in old stuff. And as always, I will talk about like how you can, use other things that you may have in your stash. Because like I may be using a die and a stencil. A die and a stencil set that's new.
Phrase of the day.
Well, yeah, it's the phrase of the day. But you might have something similar on hand that you can just change it up with. So just a little, sometimes it's just sharing techniques that you can apply to other things. Welcome. So last night at midnight, there was a new Simon Says stamp release. I have a video coming out tomorrow morning using that. And the reason I did a video for that is I wanted to show a technique that doesn't work as well during a live and is better for a pre-recorded video. It's a shorter video, but I'm excited about it because I did some oldie but goodie techniques that I haven't done in a while. So that video will be up tomorrow morning. This afternoon, I'm using a new collection, and then tomorrow afternoon, I'll be going live again. I almost backed out of today because I was getting a little overwhelmed. But then I decided once we got going, we'd be fine, right? So what I'm excited about for today is, in addition to the products I'm using, I couldn't really decide which to use. So I kind of thought up and prepped things for different products, and you're going to help me decide what I do and colors and stuff like that. So there will be a good amount of variety in this live and a little something for everyone. I am focusing on ways you can make backgrounds a bit more interesting, get new looks from them. I will be talking about acetate and vellum too, with a lot of those techniques. Can you scroll up, Mike? Yeah, I've got my dog apron on today. I'm not sure why. Dogs. So I am using Pinkfresh today. Pinkfresh is here. I'm guessing it's Jody or Kathleen. I don't know who's in the chat. Whoever's there for Pinkfresh, let me know. I'm glad you're here. Hi, Diana. Hi, Betsy. I just saw Betsy at Pilates like an hour ago. Yeah. Don't get too close. I smell. All right. So Pinkfresh. As you know, if you watch any of my lives, when I use Pinkfresh, they always have very generous offers. Kinnery is the owner, and she just, to be quite honest, a lot of these companies, there really isn't a way to market. Like, there's no ads to put in magazines or commercials. You can't do that, right? So part of her marketing is passing on to you some, great free gifts and things like that. So I think that's awesome. It gets passed on to all of you. So she has an exclusive press plate set that's free, and then there's another special offer. So I'm going to show you both of them. Mike, can you put up the exclusive press plate offer. It's hard to say. So right now, Pinkfresh is offering this free press plate set with orders of $25 or more, okay? And this is a $20 value. What will happen is if you put $25 worth of any product in your cart at Pinkfresh, a pop-up will come up and you add that to your cart. So the pop-up will alert you, you add it to your cart, and then you'll get it. Now this does exclude events and gift cards, but that makes sense, right? It's all for products. Hi, Linda, love you. And this is while supplies last. So some of you don't have a Betterpress system. Don't worry. I will show you how you can use this press plate without a special machine. All you would need is a die cut machine. Okay, so we'll talk about that in a moment. But that's a really generous offer. This is exclusive to, like, they don't sell this. It's an exclusive free gift, which is fantastic. Okay, what's wrong?
No.
What was that face for?
Oh, no.
Did I say something wrong?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
What happened?
Nothing.
No, you're freaking me out. What happened?
No. I thought it was available.
No, it's not available for purchase. It's an exclusive free press plate. Isn't that lovely? Okay, so that is a free gift while supplies last. Again, all you gotta do is put $25 in your cart. A pop-up will show up. Click it to add it to your cart and it'll be free in the cart. Okay, that's how you get that for free. All of this is listed at the top of the YouTube description below, so it makes it really easy. There's links there, everything you need. Yeah, Mike's making faces. He moved. He used to be to the left of me. Now he's across from me. And so I see all of his expressions now, and it scares me. Okay, there is one more thing that they have going on today only, though. Can you put up the other one? Yeah. This is the, right now they have, if you buy this Never Give Up stamp set or press plate, you can get either the stamp set or the press plate. You automatically get the stencils and die that coordinate for free. So basically you get a stamp set, die, and stencil for the price of the stamp set. Does that make sense? So this is a $35 value. And the cool thing is I have done a video using this product. Mike, do you have the card I sent? I think I sent you a picture.
Well, there was
let me see. No, that's not it. Did I not? Well, maybe if I would have sent it to you, you would have it. I'll send it right now. So, but here, I'm going to give Mike the picture of a card I've done with this set. And I have a link at the top of my supply list to the video showing how to use that. So that's a really generous gift too. So if you spend $25 and you buy this stamp set, you get a free press plate and the one I showed you before, and you get the stencils and dies for this. Does that make sense? I'm hoping that makes sense. All of that's in the YouTube description below. The thing is, this this right here, this offer for the Never Give Up products, that is only good today on the 8th. So just a heads up on that. Let me put, thank you, Eric. Okay, you can put the image up. Did you put, oh, there it is. Okay, so that, sorry, I'm adding this to the pin. I'm pinning all the information at the top of this chat. Okay, that card is one that I did a while back. I have a video showing how to make it, and that floral image is that free, where you buy the stamp or the press plate, and you get the free dies and coordinating stencils. So this I just wanted to show you an example. I decided not to use it today because I've already used it in a video, and you can watch that, okay? So I wanted to let you know that there are no coordinating products for the press plate. Give a freebie that I'm using, or that they have today. But I'll show it to you. And I mean, I think it'd be great for some simple cards. All right. Okay. So that's the gist of everything. You can come back here, Mike. Let me see here. I didn't set up my camera. Something happened with my camera, and it's always dark now. Why is it not? There we go. I don't know what happened. So let's come back here. Okay, let's see. There we go. It's crooked. I'm a mess today. I will warn you, I've had very bad anxiety all day, and I might be a little frantic. I was the last live too. Sorry about that. Something's wrong with your video. There's a spinning wheel in the middle of the screen. You probably just need to refresh. That's probably a YouTube thing because I don't see anybody else having that.
It's working for me.
Yeah, it's working for other people. Okay, so just refresh the page. Okay, so this is the freebie right now. If you spend $25, you get this for free. Now I'll show you, it is a press plate. I'll show you what it does. It works with a Betterpress system. However, you don't need it, okay? You don't need a Betterpress system to use these press plates. But I'm gonna show you first how it works on a Betterpress system. So one thing you could do is, let me show you a couple things here. I'm gonna do it super quick. I'm not focusing on this today. I'm focusing on the other products, but this is the freebie, so I just want to mention it quickly. So this is just regular white cardstock. If you want a deeper impression, you could use the Betterpress cardstock, which actually, it's from Spellbinders, but Pinkfresh sells it. So you can actually get it on their website. So this is the Betterpress machine. This is a press plate. It's one of the freebies. It's the smaller one. But let me just show you. You can ink that up with whatever ink you want, really. I'm using, this is Waterfall from Pinkfresh. So I inked it up. I'll put this on top, run it through, and this will press into the cardstock. It'll leave a little indentation, but more than anything, it's going to give you a really crisp result that's even more crisp than stamping could do. So there we go. I didn't ink it up well, but let me ink it up again. I didn't ink it up well. And you know what would be even better? I'm going to do something different. I'm going to change it. Let's do a different color. I'm going to put it at a little bit of an angle. I think that'll be more fun anyways. And I'll show you why. Yeah. Okay, let's get a darker color so you can see it better. And you can see how crisp it'll be. Let's go with Mermaid Cove. That's a bit darker. So I'll tap Mermaid Cove on top. There we go. I got it better. Put that, run that through. School got canceled due to snow. Nice. Okay. You can use these press plates on your glimmer machine to foil if you have a glimmer machine. Look how pretty that is. Do you see the detail? Ooh. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay. Now, watch what else you can do here. I left that press plate right in the same spot. I'm going to ink it up again. And instead of putting it this way, I'm going to rotate one turn and run it through, and it'll be on the other side of the paper. Oh, thank you, Whimsical Expressions and Davin, L. Davin. Thank you so much. So look at, now I have like a basic card design. You can do a sentiment here, but you can create a background. And I like that it's mirrored like that. You could put them like this and have it close together and just put a stamped sentiment in the middle. You can really do anything that you want with that. So that is the main image, or the small image. There's also the big one. I'll do that very quickly. I'm going to do this one in black, just because I can. Yeah, Lisa said she appreciates that I'm open about anxiety. I think people who have anxiety appreciate it and get it. I think people who don't have anxiety or don't know somebody who really has it wonder why I talk about it. Does that make sense? Which is fine. I get that. But yeah, I appreciate when people are open about mental health struggles, because then it doesn't make me feel alone. I got ink in the middle there. Joink. All right. Okay, good enough. So let's do this one. Run this through, and you'll see how you get a crisp image. All right. It is a sweet image. So all you would have to do here is you can quickly color in those little areas. Look at how beautiful that image is. You could never get that from a stamp, especially with one pass through. Isn't that beautiful? So for this one, what I would do is add a little color with markers. You don't even need to do blending, just add some color to it, and then stamp a greeting right in the center, and you'd have a beautiful quick card. You could do ink blending on the background. You could do whatever you wanted, but I think that's fun. Okay, now, that's if you have a Betterpress system. If you have a glimmer machine, you can foil with these, and I found that these foil better than foil plates. So that's definitely something that you could do. But there is one more thing you can do, and I wanted to show this because if you spend money at Pinkfresh and you get this gift for free, you want to know what to do with it if you don't have a Betterpress system, right? If you have a die cut machine, most die cut machines come with a flexible embossing mat. Whatever sandwich your machine says to do to make an impression or emboss with the die, you follow that same sandwich, but use your press plate instead. So let me try to clean this off a little bit. Get that black ink off. I'm not going to get it all off, but most of it. Yeah, anxiety is tough. I think also with everything going on in this world and stuff, I think it makes it harder too. I don't know, whatever. It's just, you know, and if you don't have anxiety nor know somebody who has it, I'm jealous. Okay, now I have that flexible mat here, okay? I'm struggle bus for sure. I got to show you something on my computer in a moment. But first, this is the flexible embossing mat. This is just watercolor paper. You could use regular paper, but watercolor paper will give you a deeper impression, but regular cardstock would work too. Yes, the Betterpress, you can use any inks you want on that really. I just used Pinkfresh dye inks. It'd be great. Okay, it worked great. So this is flexible embossing mat with a piece of cardstock on top. I chose watercolor paper. Now you don't have to ink this up, but I'm going to. I'm inking up that press plate with Mermaid Cove ink. Then I will place it down. I'm going to put it this way this time. Place it down onto the cardstock. Now this, because I have that flexible embossing mat in there, it's going to give you a deep impression, a really deep impression. And because I put ink on it first, it left ink behind in that impression. So look how beautiful that is. So I would say the Betterpress system gives you a more crisp inked result, but this gives you an inked result with a deep impression. Isn't that pretty? So you have the two options. And another thing that you can do is, let me get another piece of watercolor paper. You don't have to ink, well, you know what, hold on. Told you I was going to be all over because I have a lot I want to share. Another thing you can do is not ink up your plate. So let me get some of this ink off of here again. It might leave a little ink behind because it's a little, I'm not taking the time to do a good cleaning on it, but it'll give you an idea. You don't have to ink it, okay? So following the same sandwich, I'm shedding again. I can put it down without any ink and it'll give kind of like an embossing folder look. Isn't that neat? So every time you see, yeah, Pam, you're right. Sometimes I think press plates are even more beautiful done this way than the Betterpress or foiled, but it's nice that you have all the options. So this is what it looks like with no ink. Look at that. So it gives you a press plate impression using that flexible embossing mat. Will give you more detailed impression than an embossing folder could. The embossing folder couldn't get that detail. And you can also use the other side. Now, of course, there's techniques you can do with this, ink over it, whatever, but I'm just gonna leave it as is. What would be really nice is if you just did this and then did like a little floral bouquet at the center so it's just kind of peeking out. But anyway, this is called the round floral frame with border. So that is the free gift with $25, okay? So if you have a Betterpress system, thank you, I think it's Jody, thank you. If you have a Betterpress system, you can use this on there. If you have a glimmer machine, you can foil with these. If you have a die cut machine with a flexible embossing mat, you can use it there. This is watercolor paper. The reason I did that, I don't know, you could do it with regular cardstock too. I just sometimes, watercolor paper is softer, so it gives a deeper impression, but you can try whatever you have. You could use anything you have. The watercolor paper I always use is Tim Holtz. I like the distressed watercolor paper because it's heavyweight and it's white. It's pure white. Hi, Jana. I miss you, Jana. You need to come over sometime, Jana. You need to come over for game night sometime. Because apparently that's every night now. We play Catan every stinking night. Last night, Colin came home and we played it with him. Okay, so that is the free gift. And remember that never give up. If you buy the stamp set, you could get the stencils and dies for free. That's another thing. All of that's at the top of my YouTube description. Now, I'm going to show you some new products, and you guys are going to kind of help me. Maybe, I don't know. I'm going to show you some things. I can talk a little bit about what I want to do, and we can figure it out together. How's that? Hi, Dana. Yeah, Betsy came over for game night the other day, and we kicked butt together. Okay, so there was something from Pinkfresh. Okay, that's right. Okay, so we have a bunch of new things, and I'm telling you, this is a great Pinkfresh release. I'm sorry. Don't blame me, I didn't design it. I'm going to show you some things, and we're going to do as much. The good thing is I prepped a bunch of sentiments, so we can make a lot of backgrounds and throw sentiments on, and we can get a lot done today. Okay, oatmeal cookies. Oh my gosh, okay. So first up we have Rising Wildflowers. So there is a die, right? But the die just, what brings this die to life is that you stencil. So the way this works, and Pinkfresh is known for this, I will definitely demonstrate one of these, like of this type of product today. But you have all these stencils, okay? And each of the stencils has triangle holes. So when you stencil over, you'll stencil these triangles. If you don't want to stencil them, you can just mask those off with a piece of tape. But after you stencil all of it, you line up the die. There are triangles in the die. And so you'll have your stenciled paper. You line up the triangles on the die with the triangles you've inked, and it cuts it out so there's no white trim. Okay? Which is fantastic. So you can get this image with no white trim, and it would be all cut out nicely. So that's one. And I have an idea for this where this is floating on the front of a acetate, on the front of a card on an acetate panel. But then the card, there's a regular card inside. And I thought that would look nice kind of floating across the front. Okay. So that's one. But I love it. Pinkfresh has a lot of these where you stencil a bunch and then line up the die and it cuts it out without any white trim. I love that Pinkfresh does that. But remember, if you don't want to cut it out and you just want to use the stencils directly on a cardstock and leave it as a background, you can just mask on each of the stencils the triangle off. Put a piece of tape over it and you can ink it up. Okay? Okay. So that is Rising Wildflowers. I'm thinking about doing that on kind of looking like it's floating on the front of a note card. This one's older, but it's the same idea. I just thought I'd show you because I never got to use it and I wanted to. This one's called Wildflower Elegance. And, oh, you got a LaCroix? I need one. It's the same idea. You've got all of these stencils. Okay, so there's all of these stencils, and the triangles will, when you ink them up, some of these are turned, but when you do ink them up, all of the triangles will line up. This one shifts. You got to shift it. But when you ink it up, you'll end up with an image with triangles, and then you just line up the triangles on the die with the ink triangles, and it cuts out this beautiful thing, one piece with no white outline. Isn't that fun? So that's another option. And it's just another style. And I thought I'd show, this just basically covers an A2 panel. This fits nicely at the center of an A2 panel. So I just thought I'd show you both because really the technique I would do with that would work with either of them. Can you scroll? Okay, so this is another one. I don't plan to use this one, but it's along the same lines. So I thought I'd show it. Please. This is the Floral Tail. And it creates a book and flowers. Again, you ink it all up with the stencils, use the die with the matching triangles to cut it out, and there's no white trim. Okay, so what it has here is, my stencils are in here. So the stencils, you would just ink them up. You can see there's a triangle lines up through all of them. And it has a bunch of flowers and a book. And when you go, after you stencil it, you take this one die, line it up, and it cuts them all out with no white trim. So you don't need to use the book. You could just use these fun little flowers. But the nice thing about the book is they have some sentiments, which I'll show you in a bit, that fit nicely on it. Isn't that cute? And I like that the book is something different, right? It's not, you know, you can use the flowers. You don't have to use the flowers with it too. You could use anything with the book. Yeah, I like the flowers in this set too. The style of those. They kind of remind me of these that I did in a live, I don't know when. I did this. This is the lily pad stuff that I did with Pinkfresh a while ago. This is one of my favorite cards, and I can say that because I really didn't, it's not me, it's just designed really well. But it was the same idea where you stenciled, cut out, and you don't have a trim. And these flowers are kind of similar, and I love that style. Okay, so that is the floral tail. Maybe I'll use those flowers on something. This one I think I'm going to use because it demonstrates this type of product really well. But I'm flexible. Maybe we'll make a decision after all of them are done. This is the Wild Meadow Wreath. This is, again, one of those product lines that Pinkfresh is so good at, that you line up the stencils, you ink each stencil, and each time you just line up the triangles. After you've inked them all, then you take the die, line up the triangles on the die with the triangles that you've inked, and it cuts them all out. And it cuts them all out so that you end up with this look with no white trimmer on the edge. So you could arrange them as like this die is arranged, right? Or you can arrange them however you want, or use like one single one on a flower or on a card, or use the leaves separately. Like you could mix the leaves with these flowers. You can mix and match things. You could even take some of these flowers and pop them up on this one. So all of these I really like that you can mix and match between. So this is the Wild Meadow Wreath. And this one I thought about doing a clear card. It's completely clear. And these are floating on the front, but there is a spot to write a message on the inside. You know what? That's a good question, Pam. Is there a name for all of this style so you can look them all up on their site? I don't know. Jody or whoever's here for Pinkfresh, can you let me know if how you can look up to see all of these type of where the triangles line up kind of thing? I also like that there's this I love you sentiment. So it's the letters I love you and then the shadow, which is fantastic. And the other thing is if you arrange these flowers like they did here, you can put any sentiment in the center. All right. Okay, so that is the Wild Meadow Wreath. All right, and then backgrounds. I've always talked about in my lives that I'm a big fan of cover plates and background dies from Pinkfresh. And they have several in this release, and they're different, and which I think is cool. This one is probably my favorite. This is the Petal Mosaic, and it is a background die that cuts that kind of pattern. You can see that beautiful pattern. You could leave it alone, or use it alone, or you can use these stencils that line up with the pattern. Or you can use the stencils on their own. This is what the pattern looks like. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? You know what I think this would look really cool with? Is if you were in my live on Tuesday, I think it was Tuesday, I used Altenew and they had some sewing stuff. They had a big pair of scissors and they had buttons and DMC floss. You could put that on here and I think it kind of goes along with that stitching. I like to mix companies together, but I think this is beautiful. And to be honest with you, I'm not sure what I was thinking about doing with this. I'm not sure, but I think I would probably, you know what I would try to do? I would try to do die cut from vellum and ink on the vellum, and then you'd have this sheer looking pattern, which I think would be really neat. You could even make a shaker window with movement behind it. Or it could be the front of a card, where the front of the card is vellum and the back is solid. Something like that. But I just think that's beautiful. This is probably one of my favorite Pinkfresh products of all time. Okay. Let's see. Another background doozy here is, this is the Dazzling Diamonds and the Lattice Glow. And these you can use together or separately. So you can line them up, you can offset them, or use them separately. And here's the different looks. So you can see how they would be individually or lined up together. It looks like that. Isn't that beautiful? And what's great about these is that you could just do the colors, right? You could do 3 colors, the 1, 2, and then a background, and put a sentiment on and be beautiful. What I did with this is I cut this one from acetate, and it's cool because when you put it on this, it just makes a shine pattern on top. I just thought it was neat. So that's something else I can do. And that would be something you could do with a variety of background dies that layer together. Another layering background die set is this one. This is Diamond Delight. And this is Diamond Delight. So you can see the pattern, right? And then this is the Modern Mosaic. Definitely could use those together or separately. And when you use them together, well, when you use them separately, you can see you get that or that. Then if you use them together, you get that. Isn't that pretty with all the pierced detail showing through and such? I did cut these, so I'll show you what they look like cut. For this one, I thought it'd be neat to cut this from white cardstock, do a dark ink blending, and then cut this one from white cardstock and do a light ink blending and layer them. Maybe put some acetate between so there's some shine. Lots of great things. Oh, thank you. Which took forever to design that set? Was it the Petal one that I love so much? Amar, thank you for that. Oh yeah, okay. Okay, there's 2 more that I want to show you, and then I'm going to show you the sentiments I made. I just think these are fun. Even if you're not shopping, aren't these fun to look at? Okay, acetate, I'll talk about acetate soon. I'm going to show you what I use and why I use it and things to do with it. We'll do that soon. So this is the refined grid. So you can see there's this die and it cuts this fun pattern. You can do it directly on the front of a note card because it doesn't cut the outside edge. But what's fun is the stencils that coordinate. So these stencils, you can just do a checkered background inside of that pattern. They also have hearts that you can put inside of that pattern. And they've got this funky kind of, it's like this mod look that reminds me of It's a Small World at Disney World. So let me show you what they look like. So you can use just the grid stencils, the blocks to get this grid look. You can use the mod stencils to get that look. And you can use the heart stencils to get that look. All these stencils come together and work with that grid background. So isn't that cool that you can get the 3 different looks from the one stencil set? All right, yeah, isn't that fun? So I thought about doing, I like the mod looking thing, and I thought about actually doing it diagonal on a card background on an acetate card, so like the bottom and the top are clear, or maybe on a vellum card where there's sheer at the bottom and the top, something like that. And then just add a sentiment. Because I think when you have fun backgrounds like this, you don't need to add much more. And then, if you've watched my videos, you know I love stencil sets that color the entire paper so that you can have a dark background. This is the Petal Pop. Look at that. So you have the stencils that color the flowers, and then you have the stencil that colors the background. So you can get this really dark, bold look. You can go soft if you wanted to. I like it because you can do a really dark background and light colored flowers, or you can skip the background stencil and just do the flowers. Now this one, I thought about just doing a quick background cutting an oval from it, put the oval on the front of a clear card, put the outside on the inside of the clear card, and it would just give you a little more interest and add a sentiment to it. Does that make sense? Okay, so those are the things. I don't know where I'm going to start. If you want to just, I don't know. Let me just show you all the sentiments I prepped, because I just did all those. I've got lots of things prepped. I just don't know how much I'll get to. You like that last one? Do people really love that last one? I can do something pretty quickly with that one. I'll show you what I think I'll do. But first, sentiments. And I'll show you how I did a ton of sentiments. I did these last night while I was losing to Catan. So I have all of these stacked sentiments ready to go. I did some that are black stamping on white and some that are white heat embossing on black. So I have all these sentiments ready to go. All I have to do is make the cards. So this is going to be really focused on doing cool background card base kind of things. Hopefully, if it works out as it does in my head. So let me show you how I went about making a ton of these last night. Okay, I went through 3 stamp sets from Pinkfresh, and I chose some sentiments. I'll show you the 3 sets. This one's one of the new ones. This is called Grateful Chapters. And this works really well. Remember that book I showed you earlier? These fit nicely on the pages of the book. So it works well with that. But I found you can use them with anything. Wishing you the happiest day, sending a smile your way. I'm here for you. So happy to know you. Grateful for the quiet ways you care. You didn't have to, but I'm so glad you did. Lots of nice things here. So I chose a few of these that I wanted to use. Okay, and then there's dies. Then this is an older set, but I wanted to show it to you and use it. It's called On My Mind. And I chose some sentiments from here, such as my heart is with you, with caring thoughts, you are on my mind in the best way, with care, with love, and wishing you a beautiful birthday. This is nice too, because there's a variety of occasions. And some of them are, they're different, like let today be lovely. That's a different kind of thing, right? Everybody likes that last one. Okay, I will do that last one. So those 2, I picked a bunch of sentiments. And then I did pick one from this other set. This is called The Little Things With You. This is a new one too. And this is cute. I'm not going to use this one today, except I used a sentiment. I want to show it to you. I use the sentiment that says, everything's better when it's with you. I just thought that was sweet. Well, what it is there is a stamp set, die set, and stencils. And it allows you to create these little tags that are like tickets for special things. Stay in and cuddle day, explore a new cafe, stargaze on a rooftop, and there's a jar. Lots of different ways that you can use it. You could use the jar to put flowers in, but I thought these were fun, like sunset walk together, road trip with music blasting, to do a sweet little card for someone special. But I really liked that everything's better when it's with you, so I stamped some of those. So I'll show you how I went about doing all these. I did a bunch of them already to save time. Okay, so let me show you. Let me move all of these. Now I took a bunch of those sentiments and put it into my Misty stamping tool, and I stamped them. I stamped them on a bunch of pieces of white cardstock with black ink, and on a bunch of pieces of black cardstock with white heat embossing. A bunch. Then, leaving all the stamps where they are, I stamped it also onto a piece of cheap printer paper, something thin. It can be junk mail. And I just stamped it really quickly on there. Okay, so you see how it's just stamped on thin paper, any kind of thin paper. Okay, then you take that out, and you can put the stamps away or leave them there if you want to do more. But I think I did 6 or 8 white and black like this, and then the thin paper one. Then what you do, and I've shown this before in videos, but I'm just gonna show you again here, because I think it's a good hack when you want to make a bunch of sentiments, is you take the dies and you line them up with each of these on this thin paper. So you line them up on each of these. Take all the coordinating dies, line them up, and put tape around the edge. Run it through your die cut machine and pop out the little sentiments. And you end up with a thin piece of paper with the dies taped to it. And watch what happens. Is they're in the exact position, I cut this in half, I don't know why. They're in the exact position to line up with your stamped pieces. Right? See how it lines up? So I can take my thin paper with the dies attached, line it up with my stamped paper.
Yep.
See how I can line them up? Line them up down here too. I gotta shove this up a bit. But I should have kept that tape together, or I don't know why I cut it. All right, so now I run it through and it's gonna cut them all out. Because I stamped them in the same position on that thin paper where the dies are all attached. I stamped it on the same there as I did on all of my white cardstock pieces and on my black cardstock pieces too. So now I can take this off, get it ready to cut out the next ones, and then all of these sentiments are cut out perfectly. So I was able to stamp all of these at once and die cut all of those at once. And I could do multiple sheets of them. This is a hack I've shown in videos many, many times before. That's why I didn't want to go into it in long, drawn out kind of thing here. I just wanted to remind you of that and let you know that's how I did a bunch of these last night without taking a whole lot of time. All right? Yay. Okay. I don't think this got rinsed completely, so when I drink, it smells like dishwasher soap. It doesn't taste like it, but it smells like it. Okay, so let's look at the products and decide. So everybody really likes the Petal Pops. I'll do that one. Then I'm also thinking about the Floral Tail and the Rising Wildflowers. Oh, crud. I don't have time for all these. My eyes, this is like when you go to a buffet and you put all that food on your table, on your plate, because your eyes are bigger than your stomach. Yeah, I gotta use this, the Petal Mosaic. That can just be a quick one. And then I think I gotta use this one because I cut it with acetate before and it looked really cool. But then I really like this one. I might have to break this up into 2 lives. We'll see. Okay, I should do a poll, but okay, I'll do a poll on 2 things. Should I do, Mike, you ready?
Nope.
I'm gonna do the Petal Pop because everybody seemed to be really excited about that. My brightness seems really low. Woo, oh, sorry, my brightness seems off. Should I do the Wild Meadow Wreath or the Rising Wildflowers? I'm going to do Petal Pop for sure, but then I don't know which of these I'm going to do.
What's the second one?
Rising Wildflowers. I'm hoping to do this, this, and something with this, one of these. I know I have too many ideas. I had so many different clear acetate or vellum card ideas, but I don't have time to do them all. I'll start with the Petal Pops though. This is the Wild Meadow. You can vote at the top of the chat. This is the Rising Wildflowers. Okay, we'll do the Mosaic. I have to do the Mosaic because that's just too cool. All right, so let's do this one. This is the Petal Pop. You can still vote, but okay. I have my waffle flower grip mat. By the way, I have info on how you can get 20% off this grip mat on my live from yesterday, so you can check that out. Waffle Flowers friends with Pinkfresh. So I'll be using the waffle flower grip mat. All right, I am using acetate. I'm going to use acetate, but I will explain how if you don't have acetate, what you can use instead. All right, so let's start with these. Oh, now I got to pick colors. Dang it. Okay. Now, if I had more time, I probably do all the flowers different colors. But I'm not going to have time for that. So I'm just going to do a couple. All right, let me see. Now what I'm going to do, and this is something that I really recommend doing, is if you are uncertain what you want to do, like what colors to use, you can always use like a color tool. Another thing you can do is go look at the examples that are on the Pinkfresh website. So I'm just looking at them to see, there's an example here that has, oh gosh, there's a lot of good examples. I think I'm going to go, I think I'll go with, what about, the first thing I see is yellows and corals. I'm doing that. Good call. We're going with that. Yellows and corals, because that's what I saw first. I also saw after that purple and blues. I'll do that on another one, I promise. Okay, so I have white cardstock here. I'm gonna start with stencil 1. I don't know why I'm working on a grip mat, because I'm gonna line it up in the corner, but that's okay.
Let me know that end the poll.
Oh, you can, what did it say?
Rising Wildflowers.
What was it?
Rising Wildflowers.
Oh, that surprised me. Good to know. Okay. So corals and yellows. Yellow's easy. Lemon whip all the way. You could use any inks you have for this. I'm doing lemon whip. And keep in mind, you could do like these flowers yellow, these flowers pink, but I'm going to just do quick. So I have my lemon whip, which is the perfect light yellow ink. It's a little bit brighter than like the buttercreams I sometimes use. It's like a happier yellow than an orangey yellow. It's just a perfect light sunshine yellow. And I'm using my Pinkfresh brush because I'm able to control how much ink I'm putting down, and I don't have to worry about getting harsh lines. No harsh lines. I do need to re-ink my ink pads. Dang it. I need to just hire somebody to come and re-ink my ink pads, because clearly I'm not doing it. Okay, there we go. Yellows first. I'll clean that in a minute. So that's stencil number 1. Stencil 2. And you could do like some blending where you get darker at the center and then lighter. You could like get creative with your ink blending over this. I didn't. I just did one solid like late application of color. It's up to you. But I want to show you, I like this kind of bold pop look that it has, and so I'm going to go with it. So I'm using my magnets for my glass magnetic work surface to hold this on the grip mat. You scroll. Okay. So let's see. I want to do a little bit of darker yellow at the center of the yellow flowers. So I'll come in with Sweet Mustard, which is a great darker yellow. And I will use a smaller blending brush because I want to really kind of go heavier at the center and then kind of fade out. I might switch to an orange. I don't know. Let's just see what it looks like. Oh, I got the coolest gift from Heather. I should show.
Somebody noticed that.
She got me so Kathy Zilski calls me the goat. And my son has an issue with it because he says he's the goat. So we always argue about who's the goat. Like, I'll go into, I think I want some more dark, a little bit darker in the center. He'll go into our Hulu account, and like, you know how you have these different profiles? I will go in and put the goat for my profile, and he'll change it to the true goat, his to the true goat, and we go back and forth. I finally gave up and I put my account name as the one who pays for this. But, you know. Anyway, so we're always arguing about the goat. For Christmas, she gave me a goat trophy. So now I am officially the goat. How's that?
Trophy says so.
Yeah, trophy says so. I thought that was one of the best gifts. Okay, so this is rubbing alcohol in a spray bottle so I could quickly clean off that yellow. I'm not sure. Just seeing what colors how many colors I want to do. Because I could do, okay, so I'm going to go with that same color. I was going to do these other flowers different color, but I changed my mind. We're going to leave that right there. It'll give me a little encouragement. So I changed my mind. Again, I could do all those different colors. I changed my mind, and I will do sweet mustard over these bigger flowers too. So the first time the background of the flowers were light yellow, this time it's a little more of a normal yellow, middle range yellow. And these other ones where I put the orange at the center, that will be on top of those light yellow flowers from before. Does that make any sense? Am I making any sense, Mike?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Good answer, Mike. So see what we got going on here?
Yeah, boss, you're doing great.
Thanks, boss. Okay, so then stencil number 3. I'll line that up. And over this, I'm going to do like an apricot color. So somebody asked for yellow and coral. I'm throwing an apricot too. I love the apricot colors that Pinkfresh has. I already have, oh no, I'm going to do sun-kissed and mango sorbet. Let's do sun-kissed. How about that? This is like a peachy orange. It's orange with a little peach to it, but it's not super bright peach. Does that make sense? Does that make sense, Mike?
Yep.
And I'm doing it over the whole thing. So this will make new flowers that are this color, and it also goes on top of that darker yellow I just did. You know what would be great with this is have the centers, or have like these layers. You could do like a paste over it. Or the last detail stencil, you could do a paste over it. I'm not going to take the time to do that, but that is something you could do. Then I will come in with the same sun-kissed, but go heavy at the center of those layers. That's hilarious. I love that comment. I'm going to tell him that. Mike, screenshot that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's so good. Oh, this is gorgeous. It's a gloomy day. This is fun. But I still have to add some corals, which I didn't do. Oh, well. You know what? I could watch this. So funny. I didn't do corals. I said I was going to do corals. So you could leave it like that, but I'm going to make it more coral. I'm going to go on top of it with some coral ink. Because I forgot to add the coral. How's that for useful? So let's add some coral in there. I'm going to go with the coral Wreath. So I'll put that on top. Changing gears. So coral Wreath. I'll put that on. Oh, that's so pretty. See how it's just making it a little more pink? I can even come in and add some pink on top of it too. Putting this on so it goes more coral and less orange. Coral Wreath. This is a beautiful color. Now I'm putting it on top of that sun-kissed orange color. So it's not going super Coral Wreath color. Coral Wreath is more pink, but because I'm putting on top of orange, because I changed my mind, it's coming out more orange. So let's go and put a little sparkling rose on top too, and that'll make it even more coral. So the final result will be more coral. Oh, that's pretty. I like that. Oh, that's pretty. So it's like a light red color. Oh, I love that. Oh, talk about happy colors. All right, so there we go. Now we have coral. Okay. Then stencil number, didn't I say this was going to be fast? Whatever. Okay, this is stencil number, I don't know, 4, something like that. So let's do pink at the center of those. More pink, more pink. I'm going to go heavier with the pink here. So I like to start in the center and kind of swirl my way out. This one I know needs rinking. The sparkling rose I use a lot. And just a reminder that Pinkfresh told us a while back that they are going to have a different ink line because they're coming out with cardstocks to match. So they're going to be discontinuing these inks, but they give us a long warning. So if you want to get re-inkers, you can do that. But I will continue to use these still because I love these inks and I love these colors. Can you scroll? I don't know why it's stuck today. I said I wasn't going to blend, but I'm just doing a little blending at the centers just to pop in some more color. Okay, there we go. Look at that. It looks Hawaiian. My oldest daughter's in Hawaii right now. I should be in Hawaii right now. Okay. Actually, she might be coming back now. So this one is the flower centers. What I would recommend doing here, if I was not live, because I'm live, I don't have the time for it to dry. I would do the, uh-oh. Where'd it go? There. Is that it? No, that's not it. Hang on. There we go. I would do a paste at the center. I'd probably use the Altenew Shimmer Relief Mayan Gold because I think that would look beautiful there at the center, but I don't have the time for that to dry. So instead, I'm using Lisa Horton Gold Metallic Ink, and I'll put that at the center. You know what I need? Shoot. Gotta find my foam applicator. Can you scroll it, Mike? It is sticking a lot today, and it's causing me up a wall. Okay. I need to use some of her interference inks again. You know what? Oh, you know what these stencils would look really cool in? The interference inks. That would be so cool. Why didn't I do that? Okay. Now I'm not really caring how much of this ink I'm putting down because I do plan to also go in and add some gemstones at the center too. So this is just giving me a little bit of shine there in the middle. There we go. Oh yeah, see? A little shine. The center of the flowers. Now, the background. Take a quick look at it right now and see how it looks white with those colors. Now, I could do, again, this is called Petal Pop. I could leave it white, or I could do like a blue. I could do gold. All right, I'll let people vote. Mike, let's do a poll, please. Should I do the background? I'm not leaving it white because I don't have to. Should I do gold background, black background, or blue background? So he's going to do a vote. I'm going to put stuff away here so I don't have a mess. And I'll get out a few of the things that I need for my next step because I'm not really sure. How's that for? Let's take these. I'm getting out my Pinkfresh Essential Ovals or green. Green would be good too. Dark teal. If I did dark blue, or if I did blue, I'd probably do like a dark teal or like a sapphire color. Navy. I don't know. But you can vote with whatever you want there. So I have the essential ovals ready to go. All right. Is there a poll up or are you still typing?
Yes.
Oh, it's up. Okay. What are people saying? Blue. Okay. Okay. For the record, I think black would be really cool, but I'm going with the blue. I could go like a teal, but I told you many times that I love the bright blues that Pinkfresh has, so we're going bright. We're going all in. So look at how this covers all of our flowers. I don't want this to shift. What's wrong?
Nothing.
What's wrong?
No, there's a broken link in the list.
Oh, that's my fault. Okay.
No, it's in the template.
Oh, let's see. I'm going with sapphire. I'm going bold, folks. Yeah, black would make it pop. I'm going bold. I'm following the vote. I'm going with blue. I first do a light application so you can see it, and then I'll go in with a heavy application so you can see just the difference you get. Now, what's cool about this stencil set is you could leave the background white. You saw the look you got with that. But with this stencil set, and a few others from Pinkfresh and other companies, if there is a stencil that does a background included, I'm all over it, because I like that I don't have to leave it white if I don't want to. So let me just show you what this looks like. That's just a light amount of blue. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? But I'm going to go bold. I could have done, another thing I could have done here was blend. Like I could have done like blue to green or something like that. But again, I'm just, you could also take another stencil. Say you have a polka dot stencil. You could now lay it over this and do polka dots, and then you'd have polka dots in your background. I kind of showed something like that, layering two different stencils in my Monday Live. You could also do a paste over this. You could heat emboss. Isn't that pretty though? I think there's something really cool on a card where there is no white background. Hold on. Brianne just texted me, my Link Ninja, she's here. Super helpful. She just texted me and she said, I am going to have to take custody of your ink pads and return them fully inked. This is true. I have inking issues. Here's the thing. I still haven't put away from Black Friday. So how am I supposed to take the time to ink when I can't even get to the ink re-inkers? Look at that. I mean, come on. Looks completely different than when we did just white. So you have the options. And it's all with just a stencil set. Isn't that pretty? A paste would be gorgeous. So to clean stencils, I just do a quick spray again with rubbing alcohol in a dry cloth. Never, ever, ever use rubbing alcohol to clean your grip mats or your stamps. It's no bueno. But rubbing alcohol in a spray bottle is great for quick stencil cleanups. Let me show you. Look at this. Oh, yeah, that's so pretty. I'm going to heat set that gold a little bit because it's a pigment ink and I don't want it to smear. So gold would be beautiful in the background too. This is a great stencil set. It's so different than others that I have. Green would have been beautiful also. Interference inks. If you've never used them, you can do a search on my blog if you've never heard of them. Interference inks would be really cool here too, with this kind of style. Or you could do like an interference ink on the background and it'd be shiny. I guess I could have done that, but anyway. So I'm just going to cut this down to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And this will give me, look at that. That's just gorgeous. So you could just add a sentiment to this and it'd be beautiful. But I'm going to try to do something else. Christina does need to come visit again. All right, so let's see. I am thinking, I'm going to do my note card first. Okay, somebody asked about before what acetate I like to use. I like to use, there's a few, but one really good one is Pinkfresh heat resistant acetate. I also like the Simon Says stamp heat resistant acetate, but the difference is the Pinkfresh comes with a protective coating on both sides so it doesn't get scratched by any chance. So that's funny. So you can take it off before or after you do everything to it. I'm going to go ahead and take it off. But like if you want to die cut this, you could always leave it on. Oh no, what happened to my, why does it look blown out? Didn't it look blown out? I don't know. What's going on in the top corner there? Doesn't, whoa.
It's up on the camera.
I don't know. Hold on, folks. Give me a minute. I'm sorry. I've been having problems with this camera. It's going to go dark. No, it's not going dark. Hold on. I think that should be good. I don't know what's going on. Okay.
That was weird.
That top corner's... okay, anyway. All right, so you can remove the release paper from both sides and it'll be super crisp and shiny. Thank you guys, sorry. 8.5 by 11, I'm gonna score it at 5.5. It's hard to score because it's acetate. It's super heavyweight, great for card bases, but you can see there's a score line there, right? Then you're gonna fold it. What I do is I meet the edges over in the side here, and then I press this down and run my bone folder along it, and it folds wonderfully, okay? Then I cut it in half. It looks okay, good. The Ink Ninja, I love it. I'll cut this in half at 4 1/4, and now I have 2 top folding note cards. Now, let me tell you a few things. This is heat resistant, so you can heat emboss on it. This is heavyweight, so you can make a card base out of it. It's great for shaker windows, all that. If you have some acetate that's big enough, you could instead use recycled materials, especially if you only need a smaller piece of acetate. If you don't have any acetate, you could do vellum. You just need a heavyweight vellum. I link in my YouTube description below to what I like. Vellum would soften things, all right? But for this particular card, I want to keep it bold and have all these colors showing, so I'm using acetate. So there we have a top folding acetate note card. So I'm thinking that I will put, I'm not sure. Trim it down. Hold, please. Do I have my Christina Warner? Where did I put them the other day? Hold on, I gotta find something here. These are the Christina Warner thin frame dies. I might use this to cut a section out. No, I'm not. I changed my mind. I think I will just cut, I'm gonna cut it a little smaller than the acetate note card. So it's 4 by 5 1/4. So you can see there's acetate sticking around all sides. Okay, I don't know if you can see it in the camera. But then I'm gonna cut an oval from the middle. This is the Essential Ovals from Pinkfresh. Yeah, I think I'm gonna cut this one. And the oval will go in the front, and the negative space will go on the inside. And then I will cut that and pop that and put a sentiment in the center. I'm doing some funky layer things like that. Then we do have a smaller oval that can be plain white at the center. Or maybe vellum would be cool. Yeah. Okay, so let me show you what I'm doing. I have lots of videos using acetate and, I don't think I need this, acetate and vellum. I mean, I have so many because I love using them. I think it's unexpected. You can't buy a store at a card with acetate, really. And vellum can be used to soften things. Some tape on here. Oop. I'm trying to move too fast because I'm moving too slow. Yes, Simon Says Stamp has a great heat-resistant acetate. I use either Simon's or Pinkfresh. They're both great. Really, the only difference I can find is that the Pinkfresh comes with the protective coating on the 2 sides so you don't get scratches. Okay, so there's that. Now this I want to glue inside. So I want to put an oval, I'm going to cut another piece, just bear with me, to 4 by 5 1/4. Oh, you know what? Just stick with me here, folks. Let me think. And then I'll tell you what I'm doing. Well, I want a white trim. I'm going to want a white trim. Okay. So card is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inches. White cardstock panel, cut to be slightly smaller. It's going to go on the back. It is 4 by 5 1/4. Then this white, or this negative space piece, I'm going to cut just a hair off each side. So it's a bit smaller than 4 by 5 1/4. So that the white will show through. And that will make sense in a moment, I hope. Okay, so let me show you. Now, I'm gonna do quick glue here. You could use double-sided tape, whatever you want when you're doing it on your own, but I'm doing quick here. So let's see. I want an oval at the center of this that lines up. I want an oval on the white that's centered. So I'm laying these together. They're just laying there. They're not glued together. I'll pop the oval die into that opening. Is it in there? Come on, baby. Is it popping in there? There we go. I think it's popped in there. I'll tape this down. Hold on. It shifted on me. Come on. I think that's good. Don't move. Run that through. And so this will give us the oval on the white in the same spot. Okay. All right. Now let's see. It didn't cut all the way through because you had the layer. So all I do is just pop the die back in and run it in again. Because it was trying to go through the 2 layers layered up. Oh, Lori, you should see the floor. It's bad. Okay, so now, see? Those line up, and you get the white trim around it. So, first of all, I know this is weird, but I'm going to put adhesive on the front of this white. Not all the way to the edges, but on the front of the white. Now, normally I probably would use double-sided tape for adhering to the acetate, but I don't want to have to deal with that. So I'm just using tape runner right now. So it's on the front, and I'll lay that, so it's going to get glued to the back of my acetate note card. I'll show you. Hold on, my head's going to get in the way. My bad. Okay, let's see if I can get a piece of dark cardstock so you can see better. Hoping this works. So can you see? It's on the back. It's glued to the back of my card. Okay, then I'll take this. This gets glued to the inside of my card, lining up the hole. So there's a little white trim peeking from the other side. See? See how there's a little white trim peeking from the back? I need a bigger white trim. Sorry. Hold on, let me just look at this. Yeah. Hold on. Come on. I think I have actually it upside down. I didn't center my oval just right, so if I turn it, I think it will be better. Yeah, there we go. Wasn't very even, but it's because I had it turned. But I still might cut a little bit more off the sides. Yeah, I'll cut a little more off the sides. So what's going to end up happening, I'm cutting a little bit off the sides here. What's going to end up happening is when you look at the card, you'll see a little clear trim around the whole thing, a little white trim, and then the flowers in the center. And I keep cutting more and more of this off, which I probably shouldn't have done, but this is where it's going, and you'll see why. Okay, so now let's put this in here. Today's video is all about Jennifer Plain. Oh, I had fun with these stencils. Okay, so there we go. See, there's clear all around the outside edge, and then the white trim. And when you flip it over, you see the white on the back, not something ugly, like not just adhesive. All right, so now this is gonna go on the front. And then I'll probably do a vellum circle. I'll show you just a minute. Okay, so yeah, this will go on the front, but I also need this oval here that I cut out. So white oval, put glue on it, on the back of it, and I'm gonna lay it, adhesives face up. I'm laying it inside of my note card in that opening. Then I'll close the acetate onto it to grab it. And now it's lined up with that opening. Okay? I will put something in here in a moment to write your sentiment. But there we've got that. There's a little hair on here, hang on. Come on, little hair. Okay, now this guy, I was gonna do another layer popped, but I don't think I'm going to. I'm just gonna do it like that. So see how the front, it's continuous, but the front is, it opens like that, okay? So there's that. now we need something in here. So I'm going to take a smaller white. So there's going to be some see-through elements to this, which just make it different and fun. You didn't think the blue would be pretty, but you were wrong. Hey, listen. I feel like you can't go wrong with color combinations on this. So this white with oval, which is smaller, you could use any shape. You could use circles here too. Look at, that'll go on the inside. So that's where you write personal message and it's see-through around it. Oh, that's fun. Okay, hold on. We need one more oval. Going through my scraps here to find stuff. Okay. And then I need a sentiment. I do like this sentiment. I like wishing you the happiest days. Sending a smile your way. That's what I want. Okay, so now this one, this goes on the back because whenever I do acetate, see how you can see the adhesive there? I don't like that. So by gluing another on the other side of the acetate, you won't see through to the back side. So you could stamp handmade by Jennifer, don't you dare throw this away. So there you go. Oh, I love that the inside is fun. Now what I could have done is cut another oval here and pop it up, which I think I'm going to do. Mike's shaking his head, I'm sure. I'm going to take that smaller oval, just layers upon layers. That's what I'm doing here. You could put white mats, but I'm not going to. I just want a continuous pattern along all of it. Okay. Then this, I think I'll do maybe vellum on top, or maybe I'll just put the sentiment. I don't know. Okay, so now I cut this. There was adhesive on the back, so it's going to want to stick to my mat. So I got this one, which I could skip this one. I'll show you what it looks like if we skipped it. Then this one, I'd put adhesive on the back, remember? That's why it's sticking there. Okay. So I could put this here and see how it's continuous, but there's a white. So you could do that. Or you could put this down and pop up the one in the center, which I think I'm going to do. I don't think I want a white frame on the front. So I'll put this one down first, just glue it down flat. So it's like that. So see how it's continuous pattern? But this one I'm going to put on with foam tape. Now normally I would go in and I die cut a few more ovals and put that in between for strong dimension, but instead, to save time, I'm just putting foam tape there. I think I might double up the foam tape, in fact. So I'm just doing this to make it faster. Now this one I'm going to line up, and you'll see all the layers. Hang on. Lots of dimension to it, which I think is really cool. Okay, so see how you got that dimension? So this is floating with that dimension. Layers on layers, it's always a good thing. And then when you open it up, write your personal message there. Isn't that fun? Now, you could go to town with different things here. I think one thing that would be nice is a vellum heart. But I also think if you wanted to, I'll cut it so you can see. Let me get a piece of vellum here. Okay. Isn't that pretty? And you could change this up into any colors that you want. And listen, this stencil was great for this, right? Because what I like about it is it's solid and it looks really cool. But you could use a pattern paper with this card design and pop those layers and it would look cool too. Now, let me show you the difference here. Do you see the difference between, see how this sentiment is easy to read here, but without the vellum behind it, it gets lost a bit? Sometimes a little bit of vellum behind a sentiment makes it stand out more. And if you want to stand out even more, I'll show you, you can do 2 layers of vellum. I'm going to show you here in a second. Just bear with me. You'll see the difference. So here's 2 layers of vellum. You can still see the pattern, right? And then put that on there and see how you can, hold it up. You see how this sentiment stands out more? But if I take the vellum away, the sentiment kind of gets lost. Does that make sense? So it's up to you. It's up to you. I like the vellum there. I know people are going to be upset that I put the vellum there. You could do 1 layer, but I'm going to do 2 layers of vellum simply because I like the look. I like that softened look so that the sentiment stands out. So I put 1 vellum down. You could do a smaller vellum, like a vellum heart there. I normally would use liquid adhesive for this. And I only put adhesive right here because I'm going to cover that up with the sentiment. So this is just floating down here. So this is from that something chapters. Ooh, I liked it better at the center, but you can see that through. So it's going up there. I should have done it at the center, but oh well, there we go. See? So another thing, I could have done this. This also stands out. So I could have skipped the vellum and done that, and that stands out a bit more, but still I like the vellum. I like this one. So what I'm going to do is off screen, I'm going to change it. This has the adhesive on here. I'll rub the adhesive off, put the adhesive at the center, and then put the sentiment at the center. Then the last thing I'll do is float some little gold gems on the front. Glue some little gold gems around so it's kind of floating on that acetate. And look how cool this looks. And you can do that with any background. Stamped, pattern paper, stenciled. I like this particular one because it creates that continuous bold pattern. But I don't know, a lot of times I like to play with backgrounds and I just get bored of gluing it on the front of a card and adding a sentiment. So this is something more fun to do. And this layering doozy thing that I did, you could do a heart. You could do a circle. You could do, yeah, you know what would be cute? What somebody just said in the chat. I don't know who said it because it went by pretty quick. But you could do a little, I'm digging through my scraps here. You could do like a little coral heart. Oh, that looks cute actually. A little coral heart.
Yeah, coral heart below sentiment.
Yeah, who said that? There we go, pin her. Good job. D. Selzy. You could do that and put a little heart under it. This one I had in my scraps. Isn't that fun? So if these colors aren't your jam, you could easily change it up. And the shapes you can change up. I like this, that there's that see-through element there on the inside. I've never done that. Yeah, I like the heart too. So that's probably what I'll do. Thank you for that suggestion. I might change that to the coral color. Okay, so there's card 1. And you could do that with, you know what that would work really well with? Let me show you what that would work really well with. Let me put my cardstock back. This one that I talked about loving so much. This one. This is that Petal Mosaic that I love so much. This would be beautiful in the same technique because it's a beautiful background. So I could do that at the same technique. I could maybe do a heart or a circle. A circle right at the center would be cool. The center of that pattern or the ovals. So I could do the exact same thing with this. Yeah, a flower, really any shape that you have multiple of the same sizes. Simon Says Stamp just came out with a bunch of heart dies that are, you know, a bunch of different sizes, and that would be great for this. And you could do it sideways too with the big hearts. So this one, I don't think I'm gonna have time to make that card, but that would be a great design. Pinkfresh also has label shaped dies. I hope you all can't see my rear in the camera when I do this. Like Pinkfresh has label shaped dies or frame like this. This would be cool too. These shapes. This is their notched corner frames. That would probably look really cool with this too. So you could do these dies for this effect too. Okay? So, let me think. Oh gosh, I don't have much time. Is the food in the oven?
Yeah.
Is Ken here?
No.
Okay. What's Lila doing?
I don't know.
Okay. See, the problem is when I do this, then I don't know what's going on everywhere else. Let's see here. How about this? I'm going to move on to the other style that I promised to do. And then if I have time, I'll come back and do this. If not, I didn't finish all my cards from Altenew on Tuesday. I'm going to do an extra live in a few days where I finish those cards, and I can do this too if I don't. But look at how pretty that is. Isn't that gorgeous? And let me show you also how pretty it is, just the die, the background die itself.
Does embossing acetate stay clear?
Uh-huh. It turns kind of white wherever it's stretched. Look at that. Isn't that pretty on its own? That's without the stencils.
So it turns a little white.
It turns a little white. When you stretch acetate, like with an embossing folder, making impression with a die, it will turn a little white in those areas. I will show you this. I thought this was so cool. And I don't think I'll get to it. Remember these dies? This was the Lattice ones. I'll show you these because I promised you I would, and then we'll get to that card. I know I'm all over the place, but this is how my life is right now, and I'm just being real. Okay, let me just show you a few things that I cut just to show you. So, for example, this is the Dazzling Diamonds and the Lattice Glow. And when you layer those together, you can have these two separate or layered together. I'll put some cardstock behind it so you can see. Look how cool that looks. Even just tone on tone, white on white is a cool background. But what I loved is I die cut the Lattice Glow from acetate, from the Pinkfresh acetate. And I thought just put on like a colored background, that clear shine on top of it. Come on, focus. That clear shine on top of it. And I would just glue a frame around it to glue that acetate on there. Isn't that cool? So what I would do here is ink blend this like rainbow, glue this on, and then put like a frame. So it's all framed, and that acetate would kind of be just float. You can make it float, but you can see how the acetate die cuts beautifully. I'm wondering about that, Laura, with me. Okay, so see how that is so pretty? It die cut beautifully. And when I die cut this, I actually, remember how I showed you the Pinkfresh acetate has a protective coating on the front and the back? I actually die cut it with that coating, and it keeps it, from having any scratches. I mean, it doesn't really matter on this one because it's so intricate, but you can see it cut. Isn't that cool? And then, yes, Crafty Hints is right. This acetate can be used as a stencil. So you could take this stencil, lay it on top of this background, stencil over it, and you'd have a really cool, I'm going to show you. Good point, Crafty Things, was it? Watch this. I'm just going to do this really quickly. Just a little demo. Just a little demo. You could take this. So this is the clear acetate that I die cut. Put it on top of the other background, ink over it, and you used it as a stencil. And look at how cool that background is. See? So there's a lot of things you can do with these background layering dies. I need to do another video. Oh, this is killing me, Mike. Who needs to eat dinner? Yes, so you can make your own stencil. Yes. Here's another one. This is the... So that was the Dazzling Diamonds and the Lattice Glow. I need to just do, like, on Sunday, do a live that's like hours long. Mike?
What?
Did you hear what I said?
Yeah, I'm trying to ignore it.
Okay. Diamond Delight Modern Mosaic. So here's Diamond Delight alone. Then you can put the Modern Mosaic on top. And look at that layer. See how you can still see the piercing? It's just this layered brilliance. You could also do it from acetate or cut this from vellum and put it on top of an inked. That'd be beautiful. I like that. See, I have to do that. What I would do is this one, I would do like a dark ink blend, or maybe rainbow. Then cut this one from vellum and put it on top. Wouldn't that be nice? Or you could do the stencil thing. You can also take two of the same die cuts, and instead of gluing them on top of each other for a stacked look, you can offset them and get a new pattern. Yes, the floor is a mess. Here, I'll show you. Hold on, please. Just a second, I'll show you. This is right now. There's the floor right now.
And your slippers.
And my slippers. This morning, just to tell you what a mess I am, this morning I spent the whole morning with 2 different slippers on and I had no idea. And then I will also show you this. A secret for just all of you. There's me holding my grandson, my grandbaby. Isn't he cute? I'm his grandmom. Anyway, okay. The happiest moment of the entire year. It was not a good year, but that moment was great. Okay, and then this one was the one, see, I want to do something with this too, where you could do the different patterns at the center. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go. Maybe, could we go live all day Sunday?
It's up to you.
What do you all think? Let's do a vote. Should I go live for like 4 or 5 hours on Sunday afternoon? Mike's gonna vote.
Yeah,
I can't help it. So the baby, I am grandmom because they are my this Sunday. So I'm grandmom because the mom's baby is my stepdaughter, but I don't call her that. I say she's my daughter and she calls me mom. So I'm grandmom. He's a doll. He's perfect. He doesn't cry. He squeaks. It's not fair, really. Okay, so this is, people voted before for the...
They're going to have another kid that's going to be just a complete terror.
I know. Here's the thing. She had a rough pregnancy, so I get it. It seems fair. People voted for Rising Wildflowers, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll do that one. 100% yes. Oh, like, look at the phones.
Yeah, I'm part of that 8%.
Mike's part of that 8%. I think the people who voted no, because if you don't want to do it, you don't have to come, right? But let me rest. I don't like to, I'm not good with rest, people. I was going to go live on Sunday anyways. So, I don't know that I was going to go live on Sunday anyways. So I figure I could go to live longer. Hey, here's the thing. If you don't think I should go live, if you're not interested in live on Sunday, by all means, there is great football on, I'm sure. But I think I might, because Wednesday of next week, I'm going to go visit Heidi. So I don't know that I can go live in the middle of the week. So I like Sundays because it's happy for me. It's a joy. I go to church in the morning and then I go live in the afternoon, and I love it. Well, 10% on your side, Mike.
Good.
Mike needs a bribe. We can bribe him. I will buy him some of his favorite beer. Okay. Somebody asked what the baby's name is. I don't know that I'm going to say until I ask her. I'm protective of them. Once my kids get older, I'm more protective of them. So let me ask, and I'll tell you in the next live if she's okay with it. All right. Some of you are friends with her because you've met her, so those folks would know. So for those of you who have met her and know the baby's name, don't say it. Okay. Mike can play pinball break halfway through. I agree. So if you hear a pinball machine, this is the...
I may bring one to clean because I got one repairing. So.
Yeah, he's repairing some right now. This is the Rising Wildflowers. Now keep in mind, the technique that I'm doing right now could be done with some of the other florals that I showed you earlier, where there's these special dies where you cut you do all the stenciling and then you cut the flower. You could do this big one. This is the Wildflower Elegance. And then there was the other one that people didn't vote for. This was the Wild Meadow Wreath. The technique I'm showing you could be done the same with all of this. Brian said his name is Baby Goat. Grandbaby Goat. That's what his name is. Okay, so let me show you. Okay, let's get started. This is the Rising Wildflowers. I have to focus. This is white cardstock, nothing fancy, but I've already put on the back of it a piece of double-sided adhesive from Altenew. You don't have to do that, but I think it's going to help and you'll see why. Let's do the stenciling. I'm going to try not to do anything fancy, but I probably will. All right, so I'll just line this up. It really doesn't matter. There's tick marks for the corners, but it really doesn't matter. Okay, so there we go. You know what, let's do this. Okay, doo-be-doo-doo-doo-doo. There we go. Lined up stencil number 1. This does the greens. I will go with, I always do the same greens. I said I would do blues and purples, right? So I will go with Mint and Emerald City. So this is more of a mint color green. I usually use their key lime family, but I'm going to go with Mint today. Mint. So I'm just looking. Now remember, the cool thing about these is, see that you'll see some triangles pop up in the stenciling. That's going to help us line up the die afterwards. You will also notice, see how wide the stem is here? It'll end up being narrow when we die cut it. The reason is they put a little forgiveness in there so that when you line up the die, you can be sure it's completely covered with green and there'll be no white trim. You'll see it in a moment. I'll show you. Now, I could do some blending on there, and I think I will. Let's do a little blending. So let's get some of the darker. This is the Emerald City. That's probably too dark. I think instead, I'm going to skip that one. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do Emerald City. Just bear with me. So I just am going in with a little bit of the darker color, kind of at the base of where the flower would be. There are a million ways you could do this, but I'm going with the fastest. How about that? I think I did warn you at the beginning that I was going to be all over the place. Here I am. I get excited. I truly get excited using these products. I couldn't design a product to save my life, so I get very excited using other people's products that are so good. Okay, so notice there's 3 triangles. I'm going to line up the next stencil, line up the 3 triangles again, and press that down. Now over this, I'm going to do a different green family. So we have different color stems. So I am going to use the key lime and the olive. So key lime first. So this will give you more of a limey green. So I'll have 2 different color stems. How about that? So on Sunday, what I'm thinking about doing Sunday, I have to confirm this with my people, but what I'm thinking about for Sunday is finishing more Pinkfresh, finishing Altenew, and also using one other company, because there are some hilarious products, Brian knows what it is, hilarious, that are right up my alley, and I have to use them. Mike knows what they are too. And that was the reason I was going to go live on Sunday, but I'm thinking I can do them all. Why not? I haven't done a live where I use a mix of companies in a while, and it makes me happy because the third company is another company that plays well together too. Nabil and Tasneem and Jen at Altenew are wonderful. Kinnery from Pinkfresh is wonderful. And then that third company, I'll tell you, it's Spellbinders. And they both work with Spellbinders because they do press plates. Okay, that's really pathetic blending, but these inks are forgiving. So I have some greenish stems and some olive stems. I will be using Christina's release tomorrow. Okay, that's the other one. Thank you. See, now I'm gonna have to go live for another hour on Sunday. Hero Arts, they just had some cool stuff too. Crud. People, don't remind me of all the good stuff. I forgot about that too. Okay, so this is flowers, and I said I'm lining up the triangles. I said I would do blues and purples. I think I'm gonna go with unique blues. I'm gonna go with the pool colors. So where's my waterfall? Oh, it's right here. I know this needs ranking because I use it in almost every video. You could do each of these flowers a different color. I think that would be fun. So you could even just do, I should have done that. Blend from pink, yellow to blue. And that would give you a rainbow going down. Oh, I'm gonna do that. Sorry to the pink and purple people that wanted that. Or the blue and purple people. So I'm doing waterfall at the top, and it kind of fades to right here. Then I'll come in with, I'm gonna do rainbow. Let's go with sparkling rose at the bottom. This will be fun. You'll forgive me, I hope. Except there's people who don't like, they're tired of rainbows. That's not me. Okay, so there was a little blue ink down here, so it looks a little purpley, but that's okay. So I'm going to do the bottom with the pink. Let's take a dry cloth. Can you check on Lila, Mike? Okay. Let's put that away. I think Ken went to work out. Let's do sunshine. Sunshine is in between the lemon whip and the sweet mustard I used before. Now this is going to go right at the center only and overlap, and you make sure you overlap with the blue, which gives you some green, and overlap with the pink some, which gives you some orange. So now you have a rainbow fade of flowers. Oh my gosh. And it looks kind of splotchy right now, okay? It looks kind of splotchy. Don't worry. It'll look good when we're done. Now this, I'm going to do the same thing, but with darker. So at the top, we'll do, let's see. Let me think here. Marigold. Pink, we want Raspberry Bliss. And for the darker purple, or blue, let's go with Paradise. Okay, so now I took the same colors I used before, but a darker shade. So before I used in the center Sunshine, now I'm going in with Marigold, which is just a bit darker. And I'm going to put this on heavier, but notice it's not just right in the center, it's overlapping with the top third and the bottom third. Put that down. Get off that extra ink. Then we'll go in with the Raspberry Jam, or Raspberry Bliss, and I'll put this at the bottom. Before, the pink I used was Sparkling Rose. This is just a bit darker. And when they overlap, you're going to get that bit of orange. There we go. Then up here, I had done Waterfall. I think I always say Waffle Flower. Waterfall at the top there on the first stencil. Now in this one, I'm going to go with the darker Paradise. So see how I have the two-tone rainbow? Oh my gosh. That is killing me. See, it's not me. It's the stencils and the ink. And this is what gets me really excited about what I do. This is why I love what I do. And this is why Jennifer's been going live a lot, but not following up with posts, because I just want to do this all the time. Okay, now this, let me think. I think I'll go just darker everywhere, even darker. So let's pick, no, I don't have any darker in some of those. So I will reach for, I need a darker, I know, we're gonna visit that. Okay, so let's see. For the yellows at the center, I'm gonna go for an orange, because this is just the detail on those flowers. So this orange is Clementine, and I'll just put that on those center flowers. So I'm putting orange on top of yellow. There's basically what I'm doing. Okay, then what did I do here? Oh, let's do Atlantis at the top. So let's find a brush for this. Atlantis at the top, which is like a dark teal. Darker than the first two colors I did. And then down here I need a darker pink. But I noticed that Pinkfresh doesn't have a darker pink than the Raspberry Bliss, so I'm reaching for some of my neighbors. Who has the darkest? You know, Dragonfly would work. I'm going to go with Raspberry Jam from Hero Arts. This is a great color. One I often forget to use. So this is a dark Wildberry from Concord and Ninth would have been nice too. Okay, there we go. It looks kind of splotchy, right? Give it a minute. I promise it'll be better as long as I don't mess it up. Okay, so now that's done. Now, by the way, oh, that would be cool too. No, I'm gonna go with this. Okay, now we've got the die that coordinates. And remember, the die has triangles in it, and our stenciling has triangles in it. So I'm lining up the triangle holes of the die with the stenciled triangles. I want to do the best I can here. And I'm going to tape it because I don't want this to move. Okay, so can you see how the triangles line up? There's these 3 holes in the die that are triangle shaped, and they line up with the inked triangles. Yeah, when the inks settle, they'll blend into each other beautifully. That's one of the things I really like about their inks. So I'm running that through my die cut machine. Oh, and by the way, remember, I had put double-sided adhesive on the back of that cardstock. So there's a lot of pressure going through here, a lot of layers to cut through. So I'm running it through again. So let's run that through one more time. I'm hoping it's cutting through all that. Let's pick it up and see how it looks. I think it's good, but I'm gonna do it one more time. If 2 is good, 3 is better. Let's hope it doesn't shift. Oh, is Leanne here? Hello. If this had been an embossing folder, would you do that after cutting it out? If you have stencils that go with an embossing folder, I do the embossing folder, then the stencils. If you've got dies that go with an embossing folder, I die cut, put the die cuts in the embossing folder. I showed that in my live, Tuesday? I don't know when it was. Tuesday? All right, so taking all that negative off. It's kind of stuck in my die because remember you're looking at acetate right now. So I'm just gonna, or not acetate, double-sided adhesive. Okay, so hold on, look at this. Oh my gosh. This, I can already tell I'm not gonna do what I planned to do in the beginning, but I'll tell you what I originally planned to do because I don't wanna lose any of this because I think it's gonna be beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. This white here is the release paper. It cuts that out with no white trim. Isn't that gorgeous? So I showed you at the beginning of this video. If you missed it, you can check it out. There are several sets that are new from Pinkfresh that do this, where you stencil, line it up with the triangles, and you can just add that to a card. But I'm not just going to add that to a card because that's when I want you to learn something here. I'm hoping to come up with something. What's she doing, Mike?
Bedazzling something.
Lila's bedazzling something. Okay. Now, originally, I was going to do a white die cut. Use that die but white and put it on the front of a card. Then glue this on acetate and have it overlay, but cut some of it off so that they're not all colored. Let me show you what inspired me. I'm gonna have Mike show you because I thought this card was beautiful. I saw it on, oh, I hope they have it on their website. Yes. I don't know who made this card. If Pinkfresh is still here, I would love to know who made this card. I think it's beautiful. It might be Carissa, maybe? I don't know. Mike, I'm sending you a card to share. So in the meantime, here's my other acetate card. Let's see. So I could do this on the front and put an oval in there too. I'm digging these ovals. So let's think. That and that. But I want to do something fun on the white too. So let's do this. I'm going to cut a white oval because I'm addicted to these ovals. Again, these are the essential ovals from Pinkfresh. Sure. Here's the card that I was gonna, what did inspire me. Isn't that beautiful? I'm not sure who made that. It's from the Pinkfresh website. Do you see that white in the background? I was gonna do the white die cut on the inside of the card, then do a clear overlay where that one trimmed down colored flower would be on the front. Wouldn't that be gorgeous? But I don't want to cut this flower up because I love all the colors. So that's another way you could use this. And maybe I'll do that on Sunday with all the time in the world. Okay. Isn't that pretty? All right. Let's see here. I'm cutting 2 ovals from white. And what I'm thinking is that that would be right here. And then this would go on top. The reason I'm putting that white oval there is so I can have a place on the inside where I can write a personal message and it'll be hidden. So that's what I'm thinking. I'll do that. But I want some interest on that white. Take one of my die cuts from before. I think I'll do that behind there. So let's see. I think I'll cut right from the center of this. Now this will flatten some of those little piercing dots, but I can put them back in. Just stick with me. I'll show you what I'm doing in a minute. Hopefully it'll make some sense. Who knows though. Okay, so there's that one. Get that die out. This was, I forget what these are called, something lattice. So now I have that pattern on the oval, on a white oval here. This step's not necessary, but I wanted to do it. So you see how there's a little dot pattern on it? And I flatten those dots out. So I'm gonna put it back onto the die, line it up, so I can put those dots back in. The way I could have avoided that is, which I should have done, is just cut a white oval, then put the cover plate on it and run it through. I don't know why I didn't just do that. But now look at this. I have a negative space too. Oh, which I could use on this card too. Let's see. We'll see where that goes. Okay, so now I have this. Let's glue that on. I'm not using liquid adhesive because I need to refill. I need to do a spa day for my, hold on, for my liquid adhesive. More of my Gina K Matte Connect. Hold on, I have little hairs because I doubled it up. I ran it through twice. Okay, there we go. There's that. Okay, then this one, lay on top. I'm just going to use this again because it's fast. Normally I would use liquid adhesive. Lay that on top. So I'm just doing white tone on tone with so I get lots of texture here. Then I will flip it over, cut off the excess. This shouldn't take too long. Have I lost people, Mike? Are people freaking out because I'm all over the place? Can you show the matte Gina K glue again? I will in a future video. It's what I use all the time now. But if you look on my Black Friday Live, the hour that I did with Gina, that's where I showed a lot. Like I showed a comparison and I talked about it. I like it because it has a longer wiggle time and it dries clear and matte. I just really like it. So now instead of a plain circle in there, I've got lots of texture. Just going to smooth out those edges. This is a paper sander, totally not necessary, but if you're a detail freak like me. So I thought that would look kind of neat peeking through. Instead of just, but here's the thing. You're not going to see much of it, so you don't have to waste that time if you don't want to. Hold on, it's focusing. See the detail dots? I like how those layer together. Okay, so now let's go with this. Okay, let's see. I will put this glued. Again, I usually would use double-sided tape for that, but this is fine. I'll glue this oval to the front of my acetate note card. Again, this is Pinkfresh acetate. I just think it's a good quality acetate. Any good quality acetate would work here. This is heat resistant, so I could heat emboss. That's not working. It doesn't want to stick to that. I could heat emboss on this. This is another thing you could do. Let me just tell you another thing that you could do. You could have heat embossed a stamped image on this acetate and then put a sentiment here and the rest of it and have this beautiful floating stamped image. But I'm going with this right now. Okay, so that's the front of our card. We'll deal with the inside in a moment. Next, let's try this. This I wish I would have stacked, but I'm not taking the time to do that. So now I'm taking the release paper off the back of my ink die cut. Remember I put Altenew double-sided adhesive on the back, which is going to make this easier to put down than if I use any other adhesive, because it's basically a giant sticker. All right, now I'm going to have to, one of the things I could have done is taken a negative space of this flower die cut and then lay this into the negative space, but I didn't do that. I'm just going to kind of move it around until it's in the right place. Now, one of the reasons I also like using the Altenew double-sided adhesive on my die cuts, it turns it into a sticker. But the other thing is it doesn't really stick big time until you press it down. So I can move it around until I get it just where I want it. And it's crooked. So let me peel it off. This is what happens when you do this live. I shouldn't. I'm going to leave it. It's going to kind of be windy, but you'll get the idea. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. So it'll cover the whole front of the card. That's good enough. But then you can see that white rectangle behind it. So it's floating. It's floating. Now, I'm going to press this down by rubbing bone folder over it. Another thing you can do is take the release paper or something else, and that way you don't like catch the bone folder on any of those die cut edges. But look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? And it's see-through. Now, I don't really see adhesive on the other side of this flower because it's all solid adhesive, right? If you wanted to. This is another die cut. It's just white cardstock, but I put the double-sided adhesive on the front of the cardstock before I die cut it. So this could get glued in here and line it up, but I'm not going to bother. I don't think you see it enough. So there we have that. Now, we'll need a sentiment, but I'm thinking I'll do wishing you the happy day. But really, I'm still, oh, there we go. I'm still loving that. I also am loving with Caring Thoughts. I like the black with white. Everything is better when it's with you. How nice would it be to get a card like, Mike, can you make me a card with that sentiment and send it to me?
Not so crafty.
Not so crafty. Yeah, I think those are, you are always on my mind in the best way. I think I like this one again. I'm really liking the Sending a Smile Your Way. I also have Hope Your Day is Lovely. I like the Sending a Smile. Okay, who doesn't need a smile? So that's going to go there, but now I need to do the inside. And there's a few things that I could do. Let's do some circle die cuts, the same size oval, if I can find it. Where did I put it? Mike, where'd I put my oval die? Mike. Oh. Okay. Let me do some more oval dies. Now I could do a few things I could do. I could take one size bigger oval. I could do one size bigger oval and cut it from white and put it in there so there'd be a bigger white oval on the inside than on the front. But I'm not going to do that because I really want a lot of that to be see-through all the way through. So I'm going to skip that. So I'm going to do the same oval size. So this is the same oval as before. Put adhesive on the back to that. Now I'm going to lay it in here. Well, I can do it a bunch of ways. I'm going to take it adhesives facing down, line it up behind this one on the front, then close the card. So now there's an oval stuck to the inside that lines up with the one on the front. Because for me, it's all about lining these ovals up so that there's one on all sides of the acetate, so you don't have any adhesive showing through. So there's an oval here, an oval here, an oval here, and an oval here. Okay? Yes, you can use both sides of the magnetic Empress mat, but the problem is one side isn't as magnetic as the other, but you can still use it. So this is where I would write my personal message. Now another thing I could have done, another variation, is I could have glued this to the inside, right? So you'd have that continuous pattern from here across, and just the front would be see-through. But I'm loving the whole thing see-through. So let me put my sentiment on here. I do need some liquid adhesive for this. I think I have some here that aren't run out. I did a bunch of gluing together last night and I cleared it out. Let me see. And I left one of my bottles upstairs. Okay, here we go. I love this. So this is the sentiments I showed you at the beginning. White heat embossed on black, and I stacked a few together already behind them all so it has a little dimension. You could also put a sentiment on the inside, like let's see, I could do my heart is with you. I could do my heart is with you that I stamped black on white and glue it right there, or stamp it right there, and then a personal sentiment underneath it. But I'm going to leave all of this for personal sentiment, but I'm not done. I love this. I love that flower. So remember at the beginning, if you missed the beginning, I encourage you to rewind because I think they're fantastic. I showed you at the beginning a bunch of different Pinkfresh products like this, where you stencil and cut it out with no white trim in their big images. They all would work with the technique I just showed you. Why am I using this? Okay, hold on. Where's my little doozer? Hold on. Here we go. All right. These are clear drops from Pinkfresh. I think these might be frosted. No, clear drops. I don't know. Clear drops? Let's see. Yeah. And I think these would be fun scattered. So you can glue onto the acetate. Here's the thing to remember though. The liquid glue will take a lot longer to dry on the acetate, but it will eventually. At least it always has for me. So I'm just going to scatter some here. And so those will look like they're floating on the front of the card because it's on the acetate. So I put some on the white here, but then more around. I'm just going to scatter them on the background. Am I making sense? My head's in the way. Isn't now see that rainbow? It was fast to do, right? Because I just did blue, yellow, and pink. And where they overlap, you get the blend and it gives you a rainbow. And so it's very little effort to do that. You could have blended from blue to purple or done each flower a different color. I mean, there's a million things you could do. But I felt like those, oh, what? Whoops. I thought those were good. I like the rainbow. I'm all about rainbows. I think they add happiness. Okay. Let's see, one more down here. So there, I love the look of those So you got to not touch them, like I told you not to touch. The gems floating. And this looks so cool on display. See the gems floating? Just like the flowers are floating. Isn't that fun? And really, putting this on a clear card didn't take that much more time than putting on a white card. I mean, you had to cut a few more white ovals. Another thing that you could do if you don't have acetate is you could use a heavyweight vellum. And you can make your card base out of heavyweight vellum. It will still give you that see-through bit, but it won't, I mean, it'll just be a softer look. But I will say you've got to make sure you have good quality heavyweight vellum. My favorite is Simon Says Stamp vellum. It's heavyweight. I have it linked below. Altenews is heavyweight too, but I think the Simon is a little bit heavier, and that's what I use for my card bases. Okay, so there's that clear card. And then there's the other clear card that's not exactly finished. And I really want to use that petal thing real quick. When's dinner done, Mike?
It is done.
It's done. Oh gosh, okay. I have to use this. It won't take me long. Okay, so remember the Petal Mosaic. If you do it on white, there are 3 stencils, so you could do different colors on white. I think I'm going to do it on blue and use different shades of blue on it. It might not look great, but we'll see. Actually, I don't think you could fail with this. So you can either do you can use the cover plate on its own. I think I'm going to do the stencils, but I got to find them. So this is Petal Mosaic. Where did my stencils go, Mike? Uh-oh. Where'd they go, Mike? Hold, please. I don't see them. Are we surprised? I see the packaging. Are there any questions I can... Oh, I see them. While I do this, I found them. Is there a question I could answer while I go through this? I answered that one.
Okay.
How do I keep from getting tape die cut or tape impressions when I do die cutting? I use Easy C tape. I think I'm going to do this different. That's the ticket. It is a very, very thin tape, and it will not leave an impression on your cardstock. And I find with the cardstocks I use, it doesn't leave a, it doesn't tear, and it doesn't leave an impression because it's so thin. However, sometimes it might leave a little residue behind, but that's easy. You just erase it with an eraser or an adhesive eraser. That's not exactly centered. There are little tick marks in the corner that I'm trying to look at, but I don't think I cut my cardstock well. Anyway, it's good enough. No. I'm trying to decide how I want to do this. I'm going to start with the die cut. So I did the cover plate first. So there's the details on it. Then I'm going to line this up. There we go. So I'll do the stenciling second. I line up the tick marks in the corners. Now over this, I'll do blue. We're going to go bright, bold. If you know me, you know I love bold blues. This is that sapphire I used before, so this is going to be really bold. Yeah, why not? Really doesn't matter. Remember, you could make this really soft. Easy C tape. I don't know if it's linked below. Is it linked below, Mike?
Usually is, but yeah.
Mike's going to check. You can get it at Simon Says Stamp.
It's on the supply page.
It's on the supply page. If you, at the top of the chat or the top of the YouTube description, you'll find a link that has the word live in it. If you click that, it'll open on a new page. The top of that page will be all the like free gift offers and such. Then at the bottom of that page will be thumbnails of everything I used today, and it's in that thumbnail. Not all the supplies fit in the YouTube description below, and so I have to do that extra page. And also, I think it's so much easier to find a supply you're looking for by looking at the thumbnails as opposed to a list. I'm a visual person. I think a lot of crafters are. Okay, so I did sapphire over the stencil, and I tried to do it a little heavier at the center and lighter. Oh my gosh, lighter at the edges. Look at that. Oh, I like the blues. Mike, I like the blues.
Good.
You know, I haven't cleaned a single stencil today. That's a bad news. That's a bad news. All right, let's do this one next. Now you could do different areas, different colors, but who's got time for that? Okay. I think I'll go turquoise blue this time. So I did more of a true blue last time. Let's go with a turquoise. Let's go with, put sapphire away. A purple would be pretty too. But I'm going to go with Paradise if I can find it. Here it is. Let's do Paradise. Ooh, I could do two. I'll do both. Okay, so let's do Paradise here and fade out. Heavy in the middle, kind of fade out. Oh, if I did that right. Did I do that right? It doesn't matter. Heavy at the middle, fade out. Yeah, I did it right. If you want it to be a little more obvious, you can, of course, do solid over the whole thing or do two different colors, but I thought that was easy. So right now I have a turquoise blue and a sapphire blue. I think I want a lighter blue at the middle. Let's go with Summer Shower. Kelly, are you coming over to help me? Kelly said I need to re-ink, clean stencils, and put things away. She's volunteering. Yes, please. Oh, you know what would have been good here? Silver. Silver would have been good there. I'm going to go over that part with silver. Sorry, guys. It's just what I do. I overthink. Let me put that away. Summer Shower. I actually have labeled my ink slots, like where inks go, so I know if I'm missing one. So this is silver. All right, let's put a little silver in the center of these. Yeah. Not too heavy, because I don't want it to be overly silver. I'll probably wish I had done more with silver, but it's okay. It'll give you an idea to watch. Yes, see that bit of silver shine? Oh, come along now. I'll add some silver gemstones in the pattern too, and that'll look cool. Okay, so there, this stencil goes with that dirty stencil, goes with that dirty stencil. And then this one, last one, there's only 3 stencils, yet it still gives you so much detail. And you could use the stencils without the background dye, but the background dye adds a lot of details, which you'll see in a moment. Now over this one, I think white. I'm a big fan of white on things. Wouldn't that require cleaning up? Cleaning up. Who likes to clean? Here's the thing. My craft room is in the basement, which is like a, it's walks outside, but here's the thing. It's around the corner from where people hang out. And so everything is on the ping pong table still. I've put a few things away here and there. So nobody really sees it unless they come back here. But I will say, I had a choice when I came home from vacation. Well, I mean, all over the holidays, all of December, and since I've come home, I could either clean up, which isn't any fun, and it doesn't help my job, or I could create new things, which is fun and is good for my job. So, you know, you get a mix. Okay, now let's look at this. There are also these little holes that it pops. You don't have to pop these out, but I'm going to, and I'll probably put, I could put silver cardstock showing through. That would be pretty, or white. And then I'll tell you what I'm going to do with this. I might finish this card off in the live on Sunday if I can convince everyone that I do that, because I am taking some days off next week. Okay, so let's see. You could put white behind this. Yeah, look at that. Okay. Look at that. Can we have a moment of silence for that? You see how the details in the center of like these little leaves here? And the faux stitching that goes along this curve? Pinkfresh, please, please do more like this. Okay, so let me tell you what I would do here, because I've got to go eat dinner, unfortunately, although it's really, really good. I would do the exact same thing I did here. Okay, I would do the exact same thing. Maybe a circle though. So I would do circles from the center and make the clear card front that you see through. I don't think you'd need the vellum, because see, you can put a, look at the white just pops. So you don't need that vellum there. But I think a circle and then have that see-through element. That's, yeah, isn't that cool? So I would put a white on the background. So this would be solid white so that it would show through all those holes. But isn't that great? Or you could just do this, trim it down a little bit, put a white trim, and you have a card right there. But I think this would step it up. Isn't that cool? There we go. Okay, so that is the Petal Mosaic. Okay, I think that's what I can do here. This, I got to remember that this goes here and this goes here. Oof, I have a mess. Okay, there's some of my things. But yes, I will put black cardstock behind it. Hold on. While I do that, I'm going to have a giveaway. And what I need you to do is leave a comment in the chat. Mike's going to randomly pick somebody from the chat in a couple minutes. If you've left a comment, you're already eligible. Let me get some black cardstock. Okay. If you put black behind there, see how black pops through the little holes? Another thing you can do is, I have a small silver here, but if you look at the center, see how the silver peeks through the holes? That's cool too. Oh, look at that. Glitter paper would look cool in there too. You can also, in the pattern, like see like at the center here of the darker blue, put little gemstones. That would even make it better. Isn't that beautiful? So I mean, you get two very different looks. This is more dramatic, this is softer. Okay, so the giveaway today will be $50 to Pinkfresh from me. All you do, thank you. All you do is if you've left a comment in the chat, Mike will randomly pick somebody. Whoever wins, you just want to email me through my website. And if you email me right away, we can get you the gift card right away and you can get the free gift. So remember, Pinkfresh is offering a free press plate set, which I showed at the beginning of the video. You don't really need to have anything special to use it. And it's free with a purchase of $25. And the instructions on how to do that are at the top of the YouTube description. And keep in mind, Pinkfresh has a great clearance section. I think it's all like 50 or 70% off. So you can also check there too. All right. Hope that makes sense. 6:20. Okay, Mike, do you have a winner? Winner, winner, chicken dinner? I should probably clean some stencils. Mike's working on the winners. I'll clean stencils. Let's see. What's wrong?
No, I'm trying to...
Oh, he's working on it. Yeah, the giveaways are like a reward for putting up with my randomness during a live. Look at, you think I should clean this stencil? Okay. seeing if there's any questions. You okay?
Yeah.
Okay. He's getting it. Ooh. Oh, just got off work. Well, that's good. There really is no good time to go live. I feel like Sunday might actually have the best because more people are off Sundays than other days, but I don't know. I don't think you can win. And the times, you can't win with the times either. But remember, there's always replays, and you can watch the replay in chunks or in faster speed, so I talk like a squirrel. Okay, what you got, Mike?
All right.
Winner.
The winner is Gloria Peterson.
Gloria Peterson. Gloria, you're the winner of a $50 gift card to Pinkfresh. I will send it to you via email once you email me through my website. You go there, there's a contact us, and
I will pin.
He's going to pin your name at the top, and you're the winner. Winner, winner. Yeah, Sunday, I'm not sure what the time will be. I have to confirm with the family, but I'm guessing.
All right, it is pinned now.
So. Okay.
It still does that silly thing where it does the at. So it's at Gloria Peterson 4735.
That works. Yes, Gloria is the winner. So
I did send out mail yesterday, so all the packages went out as of yesterday.
I had said in my last live that we hadn't completed sending all the cards out or all the giveaways out. Mike did get them all sent. Bless you, Mike. By the way, that Connect matte glue, look at how perfectly clear it dries. Remember I had smooshed those and I moved them? Dried perfectly clear and it doesn't show. How do I keep my work area tidy? You don't see it. Earlier I showed a picture of my floor. It's a mess, but I'll just clean it up before the next card. So Sunday, so Sunday, I'm thinking it would probably be lunch to dinner time, if I can talk people into it. Mike is working too hard, Crafty Kim says.
No, I'm not. I'm not working too hard.
He's taking care of my mom too, because when my dad passed, my dad did everything, like finances and stuff, and so Mike's the best. You can always send Mike a card via my P.O. box. That's on my website because he loves getting cards.
I try to keep giving my mom encouragement, saying she's doing great, and she is.
It's hard.
She really is.
My mom's 82 and having to learn how to do everything. And also she has so much energy that she can't sleep. Yes, I forgot. I am going live tomorrow. Yep. Tomorrow's I'm so excited about. Mike's excited about this one because he loves puns. There's some good puns. I'm using Concord and Ninth and Christina Werner tomorrow. And that's another one that I've just been so excited about. So excited about. So be sure to come tomorrow. I might talk one of them into joining me. So if anybody could make a pinball card, Mike would love that. Yeah. He loves puns. You know, like if there's a toucan and you put toucan do it, he loves it. Because I go around saying that all the time. Yeah. He loves any kind of puns. Yeah. All right. Thank you for being here. I will be here tomorrow at 3. That's already scheduled, so you could do a notification. And I'll be here Sunday afternoon, sometime, Sunday afternoon. But tomorrow is 3. I usually do 3. Today I had to move it to 4 because I had Pilates. Okay, so tomorrow is 3 o'clock. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am going to go up and love on Lila and have some dinner, and I hope that this inspired you a little bit to do some clear cards. I will use Hero Arts on Sunday. All right, Hero Arts, Spellbinders, probably some Concord and Ninth, Pinkfresh and Altenew. Okay. Take care, and I will see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.